Hey YouTubers and gamers, I am Cyber7 and this is Cyber Sunday Pickup Show. This week it's going to be dedicated to one system and one lot of games only. Yeah, I've got myself a new console and a ton load of games. I bought myself a brand new NES system. Well, I wouldn't say brand new, but a very good condition one. I used to previously own one, but it died on me. So I've got myself one again, and I thought, now I've got a new system, it's about time I start to collect for this system, because it's a great system with some fantastic original classic games on. And I watch so many YouTubers who have this system and have tons of games, and I'm thinking, man, I'm missing out seriously. So it's my turn now. I'm collecting for this system. But let's start with the system that I bought. Originally I wanted to get myself a box set where you have the phaser and you have Duck Hunt and Mario World with it, but I found that quite difficult to get out of because it is quite pricey for what it is. So I found myself a different setup, and one that I didn't really know existed until a couple of weeks ago. One guy offered me this exact system for about 150 quid, and I thought that was well pricey for what it was, but I gotta admit I've never seen one like this before. So I got mine for 45 with postage off eBay, so I'm not complaining. But this is it, guys. The Nintendo Super Set. Obviously you've got your 4 joypads, you've got a multi-tap system, and you've got a cartridge with 3 games on. But obviously the system and cartridges that I've got with it, you've got 3 separate cartridges for 3 different games, but the same games that are on that one cart. But box is in pretty awesome condition. Few wear and tear issues, but you know, I'm not moaning, it's still boxed and complete. Now I noticed on the side here, which I never knew existed, was a nice joypad, which I'm definitely going to get my hands on because that looks an awesome piece of kit, believe me. But yeah, there you go, guys, that is the Super Set Nintendo system. Glad I've got. Right, let's get on with the game, shall we? Now, I said before, I've got a few games, well, talking about nearly 13 I think, but don't quote me on that because I've just made that number up. But basically I've just got a few titles, obviously 3 that I got with the system, and then a few titles that I've picked up over the past coming weeks. I've actually modded my system, which now allows me to play NTSC and PAL games, which I'm glad I can do now, because there's games that I really couldn't get my hands on over here, which I can over there in the US of A. So basically I've just started collecting from America as well as over here to get my hands on whatever I can. But firstly I'll show you the games that I've got with the system itself, and the first one is World Cup, Nintendo World Cup, football game. I don't like football, I hate football, but it comes with a pack, so I'm not going to get rid of it. But as you can see, nice tab on the top, game's in pristine condition, pretty happy about it, but still the game sucks. And game number 2, which I was never a fanatical fan of this game, but it's still worthy of being in the collection, and it is Tetris. Yeah, again, very good condition, pretty pleased, worked perfectly, first time no problems. But as I say, I got the instructions with this one. This one is the only one I've got instructions for, because I was thinking about getting boxed original games, but you're talking stupid money, and to be honest I think I'm just going to collect them like this, because they're good enough to collect as they are, just the carts, you know what I mean, and they're quite cheap. So anyway, getting back onto the collection, yeah, Tetris. So there's game number 2. And then obviously the final game I had was Mario World and Duck Hunt. And no, Jamie, you're not having this one. This one stays with me. But yeah, another pristine conditioned cart, works fine and dandy, and I'm very happy to have. But I need a light phaser to play the old Duck Hunt, which I'll probably get a boxed one, that's what I'll probably do. Anyway, right, next game I've never played, which is Dream Master. I've never really heard of this game before. Most of the games that I'm going to probably buy I've never heard of. I'm only going off what other YouTubers are recommending and what I've picked up, and I just look on YouTube and check the games out, but this one I haven't. So I suppose it's some sort of platform adventure, but it looks pretty decent. The cart's in very good condition, obviously, tab on the top and decent on the back. But there you go, that is Dream Masters. Right, it's alright, I keep on thinking my wife's watching me, but she's not. Now, one in a case. This is an original Mario on its own in the case, pristine condition, tab on the top, plays like a dream. Love the original, fantastic game. But as I say, that's the second Mario I've got, but I'm glad I've got it on its own. And then we go for, you guessed it, Super Mario 2. I didn't pay much for this one. I think a majority of the games that I've paid are between probably £5 and about £9, so it's still expensive compared to you guys in the US can get them for $1, which is, oh, it's sickening, but nothing I can do about it. But anyway, yeah, a pristine condition Mario 2, which I'm very, very happy to have and very lucky to have. But there you go, that's number 2. Now I've got myself, yes, a boxed Super Mario 3. The only problem with this one, which I was pretty peeved off about, is, yeah, look at the label at the bottom, it's missing. So this will sit in the collection until I get myself a pristine copy, but it plays brilliantly. A fantastic game, ultra hard game though, because you've got to sit there and put this thing on and not turn it off until you've done it. Thankfully the Super Nintendo version is slightly more forgiving because you've got a save option on there, but nevertheless I have the game Super Mario 1, 2 and 3, but gutted about that, but never mind. Right, moving on. The game's getting a little bit better now. Now this one I wanted because I loved Donkey Kong. Now I know you can get Donkey Kong and Donkey Kong Jr. separately, but they cost more money. So I opted for the double pack, which is the Donkey Kong Classics edition, where you get Donkey Kong and Donkey Kong Jr. on it. Pristine condition. Only drawback about this is the label's missing off the front of the cart, which I'm gutted about. But I paid £9 for this one, but nevertheless it still plays brilliantly, and I've played this a lot. I've really enjoyed this one. So it's a really, really good game. Can't beat a bit of Donkey Kong, just like Mario. But there you go, that's Donkey Kong Classics Collection. Now everybody's got this game, and this is probably in the top 10 hardest games ever made, and it is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I've played this myself, and I agree with absolutely everybody. Getting to the second level where you're underwater is probably the hardest level I've ever played on any game in my life. It's absolutely ridiculous. There's no way on this planet you can dodge the electrified plants going through the maze in the water. It's stupid, but nevertheless I have the first. I am on route to getting the second one and number 3, but I'm going to get them both from America. So there you go, that is a very good condition Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Now this game is my first of my American games. Now when I played this game and I put it on, I realised what it actually was. Now there's a game over in the UK, I don't know whether it come out over, well obviously it did, but on NES with a different name. It's called Iridium, a top-down shoot 'em up, but over in the States you called it The Last Starfighter. Based it off the movie, which I do love the game, I love the movie, it's a fantastic film, Last Starfighter. But yeah, I was well intrigued in buying this, picked this up, and I found out that it was exactly like Iridium for the Commodore 64. Most of the UK who are watching, you will know, if you've owned a Commodore 64, you know what Iridium is. Well, this is basically the same game, just repackaged with the movie title, basically. But still a very good game, and a very hard one at that. But yeah, this is my very first NTSC game. Happy to own it, it's in real good condition and plays like a dream. Right, moving on to a game I had to have, being a massive Metal Gear fan, you've got to have the original Metal Gear. Now I was hoping to have them both, but the first one has been posted and come through. I'm still waiting for the second, so that's just going to be shown in another show, guys. But yeah, I have the American copy of Metal Gear, which I'm pretty chuffed about, and it's in very, very good condition. Not a blemish wrong with it, and it's pretty damn clean for an old cartridge. But I'm just glad it's all in pristine condition. But I've played this one, and I'm really going to sit my ass down and play it properly, because I love my Metal Gears, and just to have these originally on the NES is just amazing. Just looking forward to getting number 2. But there you go, that is Metal Gear for the NES. Yeah. Right, now, these games, these are my favourites. This is why as soon as I got this system, I thought these games are my first 3 games I'm going to buy. But even though they weren't, but I found them all together in one package from a guy in USA, and I'm so happy I picked them up. And they're in immaculate condition, pristine condition, worked like a dream first time. But these 3 are in bags that was just sent to me like this, and I found that I want to keep them in the bags because they are very, very classic titles. And you know it, I know it is Castlevania for the NES. Absolutely immaculate discs. They come in these little baggies, and I'm going to get more baggies to put my other carts in, because it keeps them clean, keeps the crap off and shit like that. So yeah, there is the original Castlevania, which I'm well happy to have, unbelievably. And then the story goes on, and yeah, you guessed it, I have Castlevania 2 Simon's Quest, another immaculate cartridge, absolutely pristine in every way, not an issue with it. But sorry if there's a glare off the bag, but I just couldn't be asked to take them out of the bag, to be honest. But you can see exactly what it is. But yeah, there you go, that's the second one, Simon's Quest. And now the hardest one, which I found was very expensive on its own to buy, but thankfully I found all these 3 together. But I have Castlevania 3 Dracula's Curse, yet again absolutely pristine condition. Chuffed to bits to have this one, especially this one, because this being the hardest one to find of the 3, and prices of these for this game is not, you know, it's pretty expensive for what it is. But yeah, there you go, that is the 3rd and final one, and I think I paid about $35, $35 plus postage, but over here, I don't know what it worked out, but I think it was just under £40 for the lot. So technically, 3 top games, £40, and I'm well happy to have them, absolutely. But there you go, guys, that is my NES system and my NES games up to date. As I said before, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be getting probably 2 or 3 every couple of weeks, or every week, where I can pick up. It all depends where I can find, but there's plenty more games I'm going to be buying on this system, because I love this system now. I fell in love with it. So there you have it, guys. That's the end of Cyber Sunday pickups this week. Next week it's going to be a Sega Fest. So until then, guys, I am Sybers7. Keep playing, keep watching. Till next time.